let's recap, okay, recursive versus explicit. So with recursive, okay, you use the previous term. You use the previous term. It's usually going to say something like f of x is equal to f of x minus 1. So this is the previous, okay? And then you have to do whatever the pattern is here. If the pattern says to add 5, we'll add 5. If it says to multiply, we will multiply, okay? Something else that you have to know about recursive, okay, is they always give you the starting point. So they'll always tell you f of 1 is equal to something, okay? So they give you the first term to get you started, okay? They give you the first term, and then you have to find the next term. Now explicit, okay, you can find any term, okay, using the formula. Okay. So what you can do is you can plug in a 1 to find the first term. You can plug in a 2 to find the second term. You can plug in a 3 to find the first term. Okay. You can find any term using the formula, and then what you do is you evaluate in the function. Okay, let's show you some examples here so this makes sense. Okay, so for number 1, we have a function that says 3x plus 1. Okay, given an equation, generate the first 5 terms, starting with f of 1. Okay, so underneath here, I'm going to call these, this is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third, the fourth, the fifth. They want me to find the first 5. Okay, and I notice here that this equation is explicit. F of x, so here's your input, and there's your input, 3x plus 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is calculate f of 1. I'm going to plug in 1 to find the first one. The formula says 3 times 1 plus 1. 3 times 1 is 1, plus 1 more makes 4. Okay, so the first answer is 4. Okay, we're on our way, but we still have a couple more to do. Now we're going to plug in a 2. What is f of 2? Well, let's plug in a 2 and calculate. 3 times 2 plus 1 more. That's 6 plus 1. That's a 7, okay? So the second term is 7. We have to keep going. We have to calculate f of a 3. 3 times 3 plus 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 more is 10. Okay, so the third one is 10. I'm going to go over here. I've got 2 more to do. I've got to find number 4 and number 5. What is f of 4? What is f of a 5? 3 times 4 plus 1 makes 13. And 3 times 5 plus 1 makes 16. Okay, let's take a look at our answer here. These are the first 5 terms, the first 5 answers. Okay, studying this example, it seems like it goes up 3, it goes up 3, goes up 3. Definitely a nice arithmetic sequence going up 3. Okay, number 2. Okay, number 2 uses the previous. So this is a little different. Okay, so this says take the previous one and subtract 5. Take the previous one and subtract 5. So the pattern here, the pattern is to subtract 5. Okay, and lucky for us, they told us the first term. Okay, here's the first term, the second term, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. I like to write these underneath so I know those are my 5 terms. And lucky for us, they told us f of 1. The first term is 35. Look at that. The first term is 35. Okay, now how am I going to calculate with recursive? It might be a little easier. Okay, it says take the previous one, take the previous, and it says to subtract 5. Okay, so I'm just going to do a pattern. I'm going to subtract 5 and say that the second term is 30. I'm going to subtract 5 and say 25. Subtract 5, subtract 5. Okay, so when it's recursive, you take the previous one and you do the pattern. When it's explicit, you plug the numbers in. Number 3, okay, is this recursive or explicit? Let's see. F of x is 3 times, when it says f of x minus 1, that means previous. Okay, and what do they want us to do to the previous? Oh, they want us to multiply by 3. Okay, now look at this right here. F of 1 equals 2. Okay, that's your starting point. The first term is 2. That's the first one, the second one, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. All right, let's find all 5. They want us to find the first 5. I could keep going, but they only said find 5. Now the directions say take the previous, multiply by 3. So that's what I'm going to have to do here. I'm going to have to take the previous, and I'm going to multiply by 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, 6 times 3 is 18. 18 times 3 is 54. Okay, 54 times 3 makes 162. Okay, a nice geometric sequence. Okay, and now the last one. Okay, this one looks to be explicit. This one's explicit because I don't see f of x minus 1. Okay, so what does this say right here? I'm going to do f of 1. I'm going to find the first term. So 600 times 1/2 to the first power. Okay, and maybe I'll use my calculator for this. 600 times 1/2, okay, to the power of 1. And I got 300. I got 300. Okay, how about the second term? I'm going to go up here, go up, up. I'm going to grab that answer. Okay, f of 2. So now I'm going to take 600 times 1/2 to the power of 2. I'm just going to arrow over and change the power of 1 to an exponent of 2. And it's 150. Okay, so did you know that you could go up here, grab your last typing, and instead of a 2, change the 2 to a 3. That makes 75. Well, this is going fast. Go up and grab your last answer. Okay, to find the fourth term, let's plug in a 4, and we get 37.5. Go up here, change your 4 to a 5, 18.75. I hope that this typing makes things go nice and fast for you.